Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lex and I would absolutely love it if you love this content. If you would like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel to go further. It helps the content to get out to more people, and it shows me that you guys love this content and are inspired. Maybe not inspired, but entertained is probably a better word by it. Now, we're going to talk about the Ultimatum South Africa reunion. I'm going to be honest, when I watched this, I was like, am I the only one that thinks this is underwhelming? But I've been seeing the talk on the streets, and apparently a lot of people agree with me. I thought this reunion was very underwhelming. I don't really have a whole lot to say. We will talk about that. We will talk about Kateo and Kanye's update on their relationship. But I watched this and I was like, I'm not sure. I don't feel like it's giving. But let's get on into it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the looks this reunion.
It's giving. It's giving. Wow. Guys, you look...
Okay, I love Tabby's pink hair. I think Tabby's pink hair looked really nice. I love that shortcut on black women. Chef kiss. I love it. That shortcut on black women always slaps, always bangs. I'm glad Kanye fixed her wig, but Kanye, isn't me? She looks old. She looks like one of them people who's always stressing, always mad, who looks a lot older than she actually is. And I feel like that black wig really highlighted that. And Caesar and Ruth's and Lebo's hair, I was like, wait a minute. Especially with Lebo, that lace was showing, baby. I was like, who did Lebo's wig? Did they have hair and makeup? Cause I was like, Lebo girl, you too pretty for your lace to be showing. You too pretty. All three. I'm sorry. Lebo, Ruth, and SZA. I feel like all of their hair looked really botched to me. I was like, who was the hair and makeup artist that did their hair? No offense. They look gorgeous otherwise. Everything else looked gorgeous. Dress is gorgeous. But I was just like, that damn train always goes by every time I'm recording. Every time. It only goes by 3 times a day, and it always happens to be when I'm recording. Okay, anyways, let's get into it. So this was very underwhelming. We're probably going to go through this fast. Let's talk about Ruth and Isaac. So Ruth and Isaac, we get their little update. Ruth says she still would have done things the same way. However, she learned that she makes impulsive decisions. She claims that she's now doing better with that.
A ring already. Right? Make it make sense.
Well, I was really hoping that things will be better. I was hoping Ruth and I will have that opportunity to fix everything.
Now, Isaac says Lebo would have been the perfect match for him. As I said from day one, I don't understand why Isaac picked Kanye. And the only explanation that makes sense is that he saw how Kanye looked. The fact that he rejected Lebo because he said he had someone else in mind, and we never even saw Isaac and Kanye on this show have a connection. We never saw the two of them connect on anything. Yet he was so gung-ho to pick Kanye. Serves you right. If I'm being honest, serves you right. Because I'm tired of men just picking these women that look a certain way, look conventionally more this way, rather than the woman that's actually a partner for them. But anywho, what do I know, right? Isaac claims he knows how to cook now, okay? He said he can cook himself his own food. You better, because baby, none of these women want to do that for you. None of these women want to be with you. Ruth does admit that she is in a new relationship. Good for her. I hope that she is getting everything she needs. I hope that she's being pleasured. And Isaac says he is single, but there is a very special lady that he's talking to. And so that's it. That's it for them. That's all we got. That's all she wrote. Lebo and Nola is the same.
The thing is, Lebo was different to Ruth. Ruth is different to Lebo. So I see something new that I would wish to want to have in my relationship.
Nola is the same person. What? Nola is the same person. That man didn't learn nary a lesson from this show. Nary a lesson. Not one lesson. Not one lesson. So he starts talking about what happened, how he felt like, you know, he was good partners with Ruth, all of this. And boy, oh boy, everybody's faces are like, now, during the flashback, Nola's face, the little flashback they put on, Nola says he wanted something new in his relationship and Ruth was there. He says the odds were against them with this trial marriage and that's why he done cracked. Now, they had Nola say something to Ruth and the whole time he's saying that he regret, you know, he does not regret what he did. He does not regret what he did. Lebo, you know, he says he's not disrespecting her, but he is stuttering. Now, Lebo just cuts to the chase, and she's like, did you love Ruth? And Nola says, Ruth says she personally was conflicted about whether she was in love, but she's past it now. She's in a new relationship. For Ruth, Ruth is like, baby, I'm over this process. I'm over Isaac. I'm over Nola. I have a new man. Good for her. So this is where it gets spicy. Lebo says she broke up with Nola after they left the experiment, but they got back together after a month. She claims that Nola tried to convince her to get back together with him, and she said yes. And this is the thing. I saw a lot of takes like, why would Lebo say yes? Why would Lebo say yes? Why would Lebo even do it? I think people don't understand when you have really low self-esteem that oftentimes anything is better than nothing. Lebo already admitted that her self-esteem is incredibly low. And yes, I agree that Lebo needs to be working on herself. We saw during the show, she said things like, I'm used to disappointment. I expect that things are going to go badly. Certain things that you only say when you are insecure. So it's very clear and very obvious how Lebo feels, you know. I think that with Lebo, you know, she was hoping it would get better. I've been there where I've been with a really trash guy who I'm like, okay, I'm leaving you. And then he's like, no, I changed. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. And it's like, it messes with your mind. It messes with your mind so heavily. And then think about it this way. Even in this experiment, Lebo was rejected by Isaac originally. Then she's feeling rejected by her partner. It's like, I think it was such a vulnerable moment and Nola knew what he was doing. Nola just wants to play games with all of these women. Why is nobody asking the question of why Nola asked her to get back together? So they admit that they are back together.
A month later, we then decided to try things again.
That's interesting. How did that happen?
I think that happened because he tried to convince me to give him a second chance, of which...
On this reunion currently, they are back together. Everyone is laughing. Child, Isaac is laughing. Isaac, Aiden, everybody here is like, oh, y'all is back together? However, it is revealed that Lebo and Isaac, they talk regularly, and actually she had revealed to Isaac that she was not happy in the relationship. And I thought that was weird. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought that was very weird that she and Isaac talk regularly. I don't know, it just seems weird to talk to somebody who you know has feelings. At least in the experiment, he had feelings for her. And then now you're talking about your partner currently that, like, you know, was in the experiment. To me, it just seemed kind of weird. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, okay, so you guys are friends? Why can't you talk to somebody else? You ain't got no girlfriend you could talk to, Lebo? That was strange to me. Now, Nola claims that he is in shock that Lebo is not happy, and she claims that he had to actually reject some international jobs so he could be closer to Lebo and work on the relationship. Gaslighting. Now you're just gaslighting. You know, look, I gave up all of this. I gave up all of this and that so I could work on things with you. Okay, so if it's not working, it's not working. You should think about the choices you make before you make them. She says that Nola hasn't changed. He has many sides and she does not know which one is real. She feels like she sees all these different sides of Nola and none of them have changed. None of them are what she's looking for. And at this point, marriage is not on the table for her. Now she says she is not in love with him anymore and ends the relationship. She said, like,
I don't feel like I'm still in love with you anymore, and I've decided to end our relationship.
no, Lebo literally sits down and she's like, look, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not in love with you. I'm done with this. Now, Ruth and Isaac and Aiden, are clapping at this point. They are so happy. Ruth isn't having the BS either. Like, she thinks he's never going to change either. Like, this is too much. And Nola is crying some crocodile tears. And he goes, wait a minute, didn't you say there's a special lady you're talking to Isaac? And he asks, are you together? Like, is it her? And they're like, what? No. You know, my take on Lebo breaking up on Nola during the reunion, I understood why she did it. I don't know, I saw a lot of hot takes on this. I understand exactly why Lebo did it. Do I think it's like, mic drop, yes, sis? No, I don't. Because, I mean, in the same way that with Jessica from Love is Blind did that whole thing, for me personally, I don't find stuff like this like empowering and cute, but I understand why Lebo did it. Lebo did it because Nola embarrassed her on TV for a month, you know? Embarrassed her in this experiment. And she was mad and wanted to get back at him, of course. I'm not saying morally it's right, but okay, not everything is a moral thing, right? Sometimes you just do stuff because you're angry. This was Lebo's chance to leave him, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a part of Lebo that was even a little scared to leave him, because again, Lebo's self-esteem is very low, and when your self-esteem is low, you maybe don't even have the courage to leave. But yeah, it's like Lebo wanted to get her lick back, and so go for it, sis. Get that lick back, okay? I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it at all, okay? I'm happy, and my hope is that the two of them actually stay apart, okay? Because, baby, you two don't need to be with each other. You don't need each other. Nola has to be honest. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, Nola plays games. Nola plays big, big games with people. He plays big, 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 big games. And then he thinks no one is privy to what he's doing, when in reality, everyone's privy to what he's doing. So, Lebo, good for you, sis. Stay away from that man. Okay, let's go into it. Next couple, Tabby and Genesis. Nothing to say. Their engagement is currently on pause because they need to fix the broken pieces. You know, they got engaged. They also need to talk to the family about Lobola. They haven't really had that conversation yet. Caesar actually thanks Tabby for helping Lindalay to grow. And so I thought that was interesting that she was acknowledging that her man being with a different woman may have actually taught him something. So cool. You know, if they like it, I love it. Now, Caesar and Lindalay, she says that she chose to marry him because he's sure, or sorry, she says she chose to marry him because he's sure of her. You know, she's never had anyone in her life who's been confident about her. And I'm like, okay, sure thing, Caesar. So they have no specific dates yet, but the families have spoken and the letter was sent, okay? Now, they do need to work on a few things, but they claim that they plan to get married by the end of this year. SZA does admit it was wrong to go to Kanye's villa, and Kanye apologizes for body shaming SZA. And then the host Salamina, she's like, so do you forgive her? And SZA's like, of course I forgive that apology. I'm like, Kanye just apologized because of the backlash, baby. Kanye saw all the backlash. Her comments are off. You know, she already issued one apology. Kanye has seen the backlash. There's no way in hell that Kanye does not believe what she said about SZA and the way she body shames bigger women, the way she was colorist towards a darker skinned woman, Ruth, okay? Kanye is just a mean girl. Mean gal. And now you got a baby. You got a baby and you that mean gal. Child. Okay. Aiden and Courtney, nothing. Aiden got a job as a marketing coordinator. Good for him. And they're still engaged. That's literally it. There's nothing else. So, we end up this reunion with Kanye and Kateo. So
I also wanted to apologize to her personally for not respecting the boundaries of what a real relationship needs in order to survive. Kanye, personally, from my perspective,
Kanye and Kateo, they went to therapy. This is on the reunion, because we're going to talk about the tea in a minute of their true status, but in the reunion, they had went to therapy. He claims that he never saw Kanye act like she did at the reunion. That's bullshit, Kateo. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. There's no way. I'm sorry, but whenever I see a person act like that, there is no way that they haven't been like this before. You don't just go from being a calm, docile person or a calm, mild-mannered person to blowing up like that. And the way that Kanye blew up so easily, we saw her blow up on this show like 4 or 5 different times. And you mean to tell me she's never acted like that before? Play with each other, don't play in my face, though. Y'all can play with each other, but don't play in my face. Because, girl, sir, whatever, this is not the first time Kanye has acted like that. And that girl, let's not forget, the girl she bullied when she was a child came out and said that Kanye has always been like this. So the evidence is out there that Kanye been like this since she was like 8 years old. Please. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's keep going. So, Kateo takes the blame for acting like this because of his relationship with SZA during the experiment. He claims that it was really tough for Kanye to see that, and she was really triggered by it. Why are you taking the blame? Kateo is very whipped by this woman. I said it before and I'll say it again. He is very whipped by this woman. Because why in the world are you taking the blame for this? Why? Why are you taking the blame, sir? Lord have mercy. So Kateo apologizes for not respecting boundaries. We never see Kanye apologize, though, for sleeping with Isaac. Kanye slept with Isaac. And had she liked Isaac, because remember, the reason why Kanye was like, was not because she went into this saying, I'm gonna respect my man. It's because she realized that Isaac was not the kind of guy she wanted. It was because she realized that Isaac wanted a traditional wife and she didn't want to be that. But if Isaac was what she was looking for, baby, she would have been all over that man. So please, what is this? So they claim they are back together and they are in therapy. And then they bring up the baby. They bring up the baby. Now, Kateo gets into how he always wanted a son because his dad passed away from brain cancer when he was 5. So that is very sad. And Kanye said she was pushing for marriage because she didn't want a baby out of wedlock. She makes this joke where she's like, but now that I have my baby. And I was like, ooh. They claim that the baby made them closer. That's how we leave off the reunion. So we end the reunion there. Everything happens. My takes on this whole thing is, first and foremost, we ended the reunion, no one is married yet. Not one of these couples has actually taken the plunge to get married. So I still have a lot of questions. I'm glad that Ruth and Isaac have continued to not be together, because there was definitely a part of me that wondered if Isaac would try to reach out to Ruth and get her back. So I'm glad that they've both stood their ground. Caesar and Lindale, I don't believe in it. Sorry, I don't believe you guys are getting married. Tabby and Genesis, same thing. Same thing. Don't believe it's happening. Aiden and Courtney, I don't really have many opinions on Aiden and Courtney. Yeah, I don't buy it for a lot of these couples. I'm just not sure what is going on. This was very underwhelming, but Kateo has taken to his Instagram to give us a little bit of a relationship update on him and Kanye. So let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. So Nekateko released this post on his Instagram saying the following. Dear everyone, I'm finally able to share with you an update on what's been really happening between Kanye and I shortly after shooting the reunion, thanks to the confidentiality agreement that required me to wait until the release of the reunion. After shooting the Ultimatum in March 2023, we discovered Kanye was pregnant, even though we had already decided to separate around April of 2023. Oop! When was this reunion filmed? Was this filmed this year? Or did they have to pretend to be together? Is that what he's trying to say? Okay, let's keep going. I proposed a promise ring at the time to prioritize therapy for both of us, given the emotional and mental challenges we faced before, during, and after the show. Shortly after shooting the reunion, Kanye and I agreed that even though we are not together anymore, what matters more is finalizing matters regarding Q. I guess that's their son. Throughout most of the pregnancy, we focused on prioritizing therapy to address unresolved issues and ensure we were emotionally prepared for Q's arrival. We were adamant about not reuniting solely for the sake of our child, understanding the importance of healing as individuals. Watching the series a day before the shooting of the reunion more than a month ago made us realize that even more that there were deeper issues we needed to address within ourselves. We recognized that we also may have fueled a trauma bond. Baby, say, maybe this man, Kateko at least, is in therapy, baby. Fluctuating between lovers, friendship, and enmity, often feeling more like ourselves when apart. Despite the portrayal of Kanye on the Ultimatum, I want to acknowledge Kanye's support and her qualities as a mother since the birth of Q. There's more to her than what was shown, and I hope you will all get to see her in a different light in the future. Following a recent altercation, legal measures were necessary to facilitate potential co-parenting. We're relying on faith, therapy, and personal growth to overcome what we've been through. This woman would definitely be the spiteful type to try to take the baby away. And he said following an altercation. So she's still beating that man. Eesh. My Christian upbringing influences my approach, urging us not to condemn Kanye, but to support her in her journey towards healing and growth. I commend her for acknowledging her mistakes and apologizing. It's been a life-changing journey for me, and I'm grateful for the studio and love from the fans, basically, is the end. This woman is legitimately still treating this man like trash. Well, I'm grateful that the two of them are not together. At this point, we do need to talk about why. Why did they have a baby together? Why? What idea possibly possessed the two of them to think, you know what we need to bring into this relationship? A baby. I am tired of people treating having a baby like it's just some fun little thing to do to spice up a relationship, because there is a full-blown child in this picture now. Yes, kids do change people. I do believe that is possible. A lot of people have an awakening when they have a kid. But like, we should not be so willy-nilly and free having a kid. I'm also very confused about the timeline, because it seems like they basically found out during the show that Kanye was pregnant. I just don't know what was going through their heads. I don't know. I don't know. But I hope that Kateo can figure it out. I mean, at its core, Kateo seems like a decent guy, right? But I just feel like he needs to get that in writing. Like he said, get that legal action that you can see your kid as well. Because Kanye is definitely the type that would keep a baby from a man because she's mad at him. But that's it, y'all. That is this season of the Ultimatum South Africa. I think the reunion was pretty underwhelming, if you ask me. But anyway, if you like this content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to let me know that you are interested in this content. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!